Today I'm going to demonstrate for you how easy it is to set up your WeIntegrate account once you've registered for your free 14-day fully functional free trial. After you've verified your email, come back to the login page and make sure that you have your email address and password set up and entered correctly, and simply go ahead and click the login button. Upon logging into your WeIntegrate account for the first time, you're automatically directed to our self-serve setup wizard. It takes you to step 1, where you'll be asked to enter your Shopify store. Now we have a test Shopify store account here, and you can simply just copy the name of your store from the URL and then go back to your WeIntegrate page, and we go ahead and we click the Shopify button, set enter credentials, and enter the domain portion, right? So you'll see that over here to the left we have the https:// All you have to do is make sure you put in your store, and then we insert for you the .myshopify.com on the back end. Go ahead and click the connect your store button, and WeIntegrate, like that, goes ahead and verifies your account. Once your Shopify is connected, then we're going to go to step 2, which is to connect your QuickBooks account. If you're already logged into a QuickBooks company like I am, you will not be asked to re-enter your credentials. However, if you are not, you will be expected to do so. The first part of what we do here when we connect a QuickBooks account is we want to first verify to make sure that you have certain things set up correctly that we know you're going to need as you go through the integration process of getting your orders in from Shopify over to QuickBooks Online. So this process is pretty quick, but as you can see, what we're doing right now is we're simply validating to make sure that all these values are correctly added. And what we're looking for are green check marks all across the board like we got here today. If you should happen to get a red X, all that means is that particular line item or that particular topic is not properly set up in your QuickBooks Online account, and you simply just go back to your QuickBooks, make the updates, and then come back here, hit the refresh button, and you'll be good to go. All right, so we've successfully validated everything. Now we're going to go ahead and actually connect the QuickBooks account. When we connect QuickBooks, we not only go ahead and make sure we establish a secure connection to your QuickBooks company, but we're also actually going to head and import some of your data into WeIntegrate so we can use this information for automatic mapping once your orders start arriving from your Shopify store. This process goes really quick, but does take a minute or two depending on how much data you have in your QuickBooks Online account. As you can see, we're already finished, so now we're going to go ahead and continue. Next step, step 3, is to set a few default settings. As you can see down here at the bottom, there are some gray background drop downs, and these drop downs here are values that we provide for you on the drop down and give you some choices on how you want to configure your settings. For example, when you create sales receipts inside of QuickBooks Online, should you use the QuickBooks Online sequence number, or do you want to use the Shopify order number? That's completely up to you. Depends on your circumstances and how you want to manage your business. You can also determine if you want to add a shipping date in addition to your order date. So for example, we might want to make sure we ship out everything to our customers within 3 days. What message do I want to display on the sales receipt? We'll leave it as an order note. And then on the product description, do I want to use the online product description? Perhaps I want to use the online product name. And maybe for the reference number field on the sales order, instead of using transaction ID, perhaps I want to use the sales channel order number. You'll also see these 2 drop downs here to the top of the list. These happen to have manila color backgrounds, and the reason that they're manila color backgrounds represents the fact that the data that you will see on these drop down lists were imported from your QuickBooks Online account. So here for the deposit payment to default, we're going to use the new version of the undeposited funds account inside of QuickBooks called Payments to Deposit. And for a default payment method, we'll go ahead and use credit card. We'll now move on to step 4, which is going to allow us to do the same type of high-level settings for refunds. So we're going to refund from a checking account, perhaps out of QuickBooks Online. We're going to say the default payment method perhaps is on a credit card. who assigns the transaction number, we'll use the refund date as the transaction date, and everything else we'll leave pretty much as is. So we'll move on to step 5. And in step 5 is where we're going to determine for this particular Shopify store, how do we want to map out our customers. We got the choice of managing unique customers inside of our Shopify account if we choose, where I can map, let's say, the email address from Shopify to perhaps the email address in QuickBooks. But perhaps instead of managing customer details, I want to load to a bulk customer inside of QuickBooks because I'm not interested in all that extra customer detail that might clog up my QuickBooks Online account. So I'm going to choose a Shopify bulk customer that I previously created inside of QuickBooks that again imported into my WeIntegrate account. We'll now proceed over to step 6 and do the same thing for products. Here for product information, if you're tracking inventory, you can go ahead and decide to map individual items, perhaps again the SKU from Shopify to the SKU from QuickBooks Online, and control a variety of details here that relate to a unique experience as applicable. But again, for this example, we're going to go ahead because we're not tracking inventory inside of QuickBooks Online, and I'm not so concerned about all that item detail inside of my QuickBooks Online account. I'm just simply going to go ahead and map to a Shopify bulk item that I previously created inside of QuickBooks for that purpose. And then I also have a gift card liability account that I'm going to map to as well. And that's basically it. We are successful in establishing a connection between Shopify and QuickBooks Online using WeIntegrate. And now, whether I come into WeIntegrate ever again or not, we have established this automated instant integration, basically set it and forget it. So the next time a customer creates an order on the Shopify store, it will automatically seconds later wind up inside of QuickBooks Online. Thank you and have a great day.